Hello everybody, it's Nym and welcome back to my channel. Today's Friday. You all know what that means. That means Planet Zoo. We are still working on our Red-tailed zoo and I have to be honest, I am loving it so far. It is an entire tropical zoo, and if you haven't watched the first parts, there will be a playlist linked at the end of this video. You can easily check it out and no need to go, whoops, rush there now. Also, I dropped something. I'm sorry if that broke your ears. So there will be a link at the end of this video, probably also one in the description down below, so don't worry. So let me introduce what we are going to do today. Today we are doing multiple things. We are building a food court, we are building a boat ride, and we are building a tiny habitat for our Malaysian black bear. Or the Formosan black bear. The black bear. I forgot. That is like a very long name and I keep forgetting it. I just remember black bear. So the black bear. But we are starting off with our food court, and don't worry, I'm not going to spend too much time in here because, you know, I try to keep it tropical with these windows and doing it a little bit higher than I do otherwise, doing it just a little bit differently. In the end, when you have all the foliage there, you probably already saw that in the cinematics before, or in the cinematics that will be at the end of this video. It looks pretty good. Well, good. It looks okay-ish. Like I've never been the best at building buildings. Thankfully, since I also started playing Planet Coaster, I'm getting better because in Planet Coaster, the focus is on buildings and not on habitats. Because, you know, every coaster has buildings and all that sort of stuff. So I'm getting better at it. And I'm slowly improving, okay? So bear with me. The buildings right now aren't that good, but they will be, so don't worry, it will be fine. So yeah, I just finished there the food court, as you can see. We are going to landscape it now. We are going to do that with a lot of rock work, like a lot. And this is one of the things that I love the most. And this is why Planet Zoo is one of my favorites, like absolutely favorites games to play, because there is so much landscaping and foliage and rocks and everything, and they have such a good copy and paste button. And that sounds really weird, I know, but copying and pasting is one of the best things ever invented in Planet Zoo. Like, seriously. When I first started playing this game, I had no idea that you could actually copy and paste things. So yeah, that was kind of really an epiphany for me when I actually found out. So you can just, you know, I'm not copying and pasting everything precisely, but just some sections and then slightly rotating it, so you get like this different feel. But you also feel like it's cohesive and it's one of the same things that you're actually looking at. And since we are making this entire natural zoo, I wanted to make sure that the entire zoo is also natural. So you will see that in the habitat as well. If you look at real life experiences, it might not be the safest habitat, but we will go into that later in this video. But I just wanted to keep that clear. It might not be very realistic and not very safe, but it's Planet Zoo, and the game says it's fine, so that's fine. Thank goodness for traversable areas for animals, right? Good. So, oh, you can already see a part of the boat right that I built. Whoops. Don't look at that. Look at the food court. That's more important right now. Okay, guys, I promise. So here we are just doing some absolute lovely foliage, and I feel like that's probably just me, but I feel like the tropical biome in Planet Zoo has the most items. And that's probably not true, like I didn't count them, but I just feel like that's true. And that's, I don't know, do you guys feel like that as well? I mean, comment down below if you have like thoughts on that. I feel that with all the trees and the plants and the foliage and rocks and everything that there are in the game, if you filter by tropical, you have the most options. I mean, they already have 3 kinds of rocks. They have like the non-mossy rock, the partly mossy rock, and the entire mossy rock. So those are like more, like the tundra biome has like 2, temperate only has 1. And also with all the trees that are added and like the palms, tropical biome has a lot more. And I'm not sure if I find that fair or not. So as now we are starting with the actual boat ride. So here we are placing the, well, entrance, I'm guessing. And this, just like I recently started playing Planet Coaster as well. And this reminded me so much of the way that the track works in Planet Coaster. And I'm not good with that in Planet Coaster as well, so naturally I'm not going to be very good at it in Planet Zoo, but we can bear over that. So this boat ride is going through the entire big lake, and here I am actually planning to build a tiger habitat. Just so you can just, you know, it's nice with the waterfall, then the boat ride goes under the waterfall. Here I was maybe thinking of doing some primates, maybe some chimpanzees, something like that. Or, you know, something completely different. Haven't yet decided on this area. Maybe even a food court would be nice there. And here we are sailing past Lemur Island. Now, if you want to see the building and creating of Lemur Island, it will be in the playlist linked at the end of this video, so do wait for that. And here just go like among the entire island, then over to the bridge where you can see the lemurs jumping. We are making a turn and then we are actually rotating back. Now the pathway to Lemur Island and everything you see on the right, that is still needs to be modified, so don't worry about that, that will change. And then once we've put the pathing down, we're actually going to create this queue. Now I wanted to make this really theme park queue, so a lot of curves and, you know, waiting areas. And I didn't want to take up a lot of the park, so just a little bit, nothing like really ridiculous. So we're just making it like little zigzags. We're gonna do the same with the exit, because we don't want all the people suddenly rushing out there. We want to have kind of the same theme to make it look cohesive. And I think that I actually nailed that pretty good. I mean, it's not over the top, it's very normal, very realistic, as I would say. Like, I know there's one safari park in the Netherlands, and when you go there, you can actually take a boat ride through the entire park as well. And they have kind of similar exits like this. Like, I didn't realize that when I was building it, but I realize it now. So, you know, I'm being pretty realistic here. Also, usually I build with the game on pause mode. I didn't do that now because I'm actually testing the boat ride to see if it actually works. So, ignore the messages of animals being unhappy and stuff like that. So here we are having the section between the entrance and the exit. Now you don't want to ruin the immersion of the people actually leading on because they're going on a tropical boat ride. So I wanted to make it feel like it was entire tropical. So we are placing a lot of trees. Like, I'm not kidding. So many foliage. I don't even want to know the piece count on this zoo already. It is quite ridiculous. Like, I believe only the dome that I built was like 150 pieces already, and then everything in there, and then the entire food court, and then the pygmy hippo habitat, which is ridiculously large, and Lemur Island, incredible large, and all these pieces of foliage. And then naturally we are going to have the Formosan black bear habitat next to this. It's going to be insane. I already know that, and that's completely fine. Like, you guys are used to that. I go all out with foliage. Thank goodness I chose a tropical zoo, because it's going to be amazing. I can't wait for it to be done and I can look at it as a whole. I mean, like, I already love it, but it will be even better when it's completely finished and I can do an entire zoo tour for you guys. So excited for that. Speaking of zoo tours, I did the zoo tour on my woodland zoo. It got over 800 views on YouTube. Like, what the heck? I have never had so many views on a video. It is absolutely insane, and I can't even believe that many people watched it. And I got a lot of subs for that, which, you know, I'm happy with. I'm not gonna lie, I am happy with it. I still think like it's unbelievable and kind of surreal. But I'm so happy that people are like enjoying my content, which is really weird because I never imagined that. But like, I guess you guys do, so thank you. So that was it for the boat ride. I'm not gonna ride it, unfortunately, because there isn't really a lot to see and it is quite long. So we'll do that either in the zoo tour or when we actually have filled up the area next to the water. Because, you know, I landscaped the entire map and I terraformed the entire map, so it's pretty crazy. So I'm not going to put you guys through a, you know, what would it be, like 10 minutes boat tour when there's absolutely nothing to see but, you know, trees and no animals or whatsoever. So that would be really a shame. So we are just going to leave it there, and then maybe once we filled up the entire water area, we will do a lovely zoo tour and boat tour. Boat tour I meant, wow. it is late. I mean, I'm recording this voiceover at like 10 p.m. so I do apologize. It is late, and sometimes the words that are coming out of my mouth make absolutely no sense. But hey, again, you know me, you're used to that. You also used that I'm pretty much off topic, and I've actually been staying on topic pretty well through this entire voiceover. I mean, even if I say so myself. So here we are making sure that the bears can't escape. Now, fun thing, I'm guessing that in real life a bear could just walk over these rocks. In Planet Zoo they can't, so I was wondering if instead of like having these glass barriers I should just put rocks everywhere, but I realized that would be extremely unrealistic. So what I did imagine, I was like, you know what, maybe this bear's a little bit scared of like waterfalls, so he wouldn't go in there, so a natural barrier there would be fine. And then I had the problem that we are obviously also going next to the actual boat ride. Now, my initial idea was to cover it up with rocks, but then I realized, wait, if you're actually sitting in the boat, that means you won't be able to see the habitat, which would be actually kind of a waste. So, in the end, I believe we were going for some logs. We are going to try it with rocks first, though. Now we're actually going for the Australia log. I know that the Australia logs might be a little bit weird to choose, but they looked really bare and a little bit, I don't want to say broken, but you know, old. So I felt like, you know what, this would be perfect for the water because it already is like damage from the water. At least that's what I saw of it in it. And I felt like it really worked good. So, you know, copy pasting, rotating it slightly to make it look different. And we're just putting that through the, well, on the entire barrier, just to make sure the bears can't escape the traversable area. Because, you know, you don't want your bears to escape. That's actually quite dangerous, so we don't want that. There we go, and then we are actually getting on the habitat door. And we are still placing these wooden logs. Now we are making sure that they are a little bit smaller. Now, you know what is a fun thing about wooden logs? Bears can climb wood. Something that I didn't realize. I mean, I am blonde, so... you know, so the bears would just be able to escape because they're actually able to climb on top of it. And I never realized that until like my game told me, wait, your animal can escape here. And I was like, what, how? So now we are just sectioning off some of the areas with some rocks. And again, in my mind, a bear could just walk on the rocks. But again, in Planet Zoo they can't, which I'm very happy about, don't get me wrong. But it's also like pretty weird and kind of unrealistic if you ask me. I remember a bear habitat, so like that would be fun to do for another bear habitat. Like have this walk over path for the children. I remember in one of the zoos, you have like this bear path, and they're for children, and then they can climb above the bear habitat and then slide down with a slide. And it looks actually like they're going into that habitat, which of course they're not going to. That would be extremely dangerous otherwise. But it's really fun. Alright, and here we are terraforming some of the map some more to make sure that the stairs actually fit in well in the area. Because otherwise it looked pretty darn weird to have like those southern rocks there and not have anything on the other side. You know, and that would just be kind of weird. And again, we are placing these logs. Now we are going to place them on the actual glass as well, because those wooden poles or those white poles, they are kind of ugly, so we are going to replace them with the wooden logs. I think I left that in the video, but otherwise you will see that in the cinematics, so don't worry, I did do it. Here we are just creating a nice shelter piece for the actual bears. You know, I wanted them to be living in a cave, because, you know, bears live in caves. We all know that. So I wanted them to have this little overhang. There was something they could just sleep and lie in, and it's actually a traversable area, so they can go there. And just in case they don't want to, you know, bears have needs as well, and they have things they want to do and things they don't want to do. We also have this little, tent, I kind of want to say, where they can sleep as well. I've recently been starting rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it reminds me just of this earthbending tent. I don't know why, but it came to mind. I'm sorry, even though I'm not really sorry. You know, how great was Avatar? I love it. Absolutely love it. As a kid, I always liked Zuko. Still like Zuko. I mean, Guess I just have a thing for bad guys. Who knows? Now here we're just fixing some of the traversable area, because when you put down those sleeping hay things, sometimes they cut out some of the terrain and then your bears would actually be able to escape, which of course we don't want to, because bears escaping are very dangerous and we don't want our guests to be in danger. Even though I'm guessing with all the animals that we're going to actually put in here and all the things that I still have planned, it might be a little bit dangerous for them, but you know, whatever. I also recently started making my own climbing equipment, as you can also see on the Lemur Islands, and I'm getting better at it. I mean, like this, doesn't look good now, but in the end it will, I promise. And I'm quite happy with that. I'm making everything from scratch. I mean, when I first started playing Planet Zoo, I put everything, like, not from the blueprints, but to like the normal Planet Zoo pre-built things. I didn't build anything myself because I simply didn't understand the building mechanics. And then I tried and I built. Now actually I did quite good. So if you want to watch one of the first zoos that I ever did, actually that was the Woodland Zoo was the second zoo I built. The River Safari Zoo was the first zoo I ever built. But that was before I had a YouTube channel. So that's not on here. I mean, I could tour that. Maybe I'll do that later, somewhere next year. Celebrate my 1-year anniversary of my YouTube channel. Go back into the worst builds ever in all the games. Who knows, I could be doing that. Anywho, let's get back to the video. So here we are doing some foliage, making sure that it looks just as natural as everywhere else in the zoo. You know, that is quite important. Plus, by this time I also had the new aquatic pack. So we are going to use some of the aquatic plants as well, because they are so amazing and I couldn't wait to use them. I mean, those plants, wow. Now, I would love to say like next week I'm going to have this really big aquatic build. I don't think I'm going to, because next week is the week of Christmas. I mean, what I'm saying, next week is Christmas. So I feel I am going to upload though, like normal upload schedule. It is going to be a little bit pre-recorded. And it's going to be a Christmas themed build. I don't know quite sure what yet. I will have to think of that. But I am very excited about it. Already, I haven't even ever had I talk so, like, I think very fast and I can't talk that fast. So, like, I have so many ideas and I'm already excited about it. So this is going to be, it's going to be a good episode next week, guys. I promise. Really promise. Ah yes, those are the aquatic plants. I mean, look how big they are. Wow. Planet Zoo really did a good job on the aquatic pack. I mean, we all know, like, we would have loved more animals. We also all know that with the Australia pack and the Arctic pack and the was there another one? I have a feeling there was another one. Arctic, aquatic, Australia. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Like there's never going to be like a lot of animals in there, but that's fine because all the objects that are in there as well, they are so amazing, and they look so realistic and so natural. And I can't praise Planet Zoo for that enough. Like honestly, good job. I'm just wow. I'm baffled. Like every single time I look at these items, I'm like wow. Especially all the details on the animals. It's so cool. I could never do that. Like I'm not good with graphic design at all. I'm not even good with computers at all, even though ironically I am like the tech support at my work. So, you know, I do know something, but like programming and stuff, that's not up to me. That's not for me, like not at all. Well, you know, I've just gone, I was saying I was completely on topic and then I went completely off topic. Well, okay, so let's go back on topic, or at least try to. We are just gonna put final finishing touches with some enrichment items here, just making sure our bears are actually happy. And then in a few seconds, we are actually going to switch over to the cinematics. Now, I'm going to take this time to self-promote myself as I usually do, because, you know, my YouTube channel isn't that big. We are almost at 100 subscribers at the point that I am doing the voiceover, which I'm very happy about. And I hope that before the new year we can have 100. I mean, let's make that happen, guys. Okay, so like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, share this video with everyone you know, and let's make sure we hit that big 100 before the end of the year. Okay, let's make 2021 a good year. Like, seriously, let's make 2021 better than 2020, because 2020 sucks. So guys, enjoy the cinematics, and I hope you all have a very wonderful morning, evening or afternoon wherever you are. Bye guys.